So I just logged on to my portal for Floyd Memorial, which is where I get my labs done. And I get my labs done there because as soon as they are done, they get posted there and I can see them. Well, that goes for everything else. On May 20th, I think it was a Saturday. I think it was a Saturday morning, early Saturday morning, or early Sunday morning. I had to have my boyfriend rush me to the emergency room because I had my second muscle spasm attack in my ribs for that day, and that one was not going away like the first one did. And I could not bear the pain. And when I asked to go to the hospital, you know something's wrong. Because normally people beg me to go to the hospital. I'm like, no, there's no point. And I looked at him and I said, hospital. Okay. We go to the hospital. And in triage, the guy asks me, which arm is it that's hurting me? And I said in between breaths that I could take, I said, it's not my arms, it's my ribs and back. I'm holding a pillow to my ribs, screaming. Several times I mentioned my ribs are breaking. In the room, when the doctor comes in there, I told him it feels like my ribs are breaking. The spasms aren't stopping. He asked me, because I immediately told him that I was on pain management. I didn't make my appointment. And that's why I'm in the pain that I'm in. However, I can't get the spasms to stop. So whether I had my pain medication or not, I'd probably still be here because the spasms aren't stopping. And that's when he explained, well, we don't like to interfere with pain management. I said, I understand that. I'm not here for pain medication. I'm here for you to get these spasms to stop. Because then eventually the pain will stop. So they give me a shot of Ativan, which stops the spasms, and Demerol, which is a pain medication. He asked me when the last time was that I had had a pain medication. Now, this was, I think, Saturday or Sunday, okay? And I said Monday, okay? So if I were to withdraw, which I didn't at all, it would have been Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Okay? Not Saturday, Sunday. So, I just looked on my portal. My labs aren't up yet, so I did go late in the day, so they may not be up until tomorrow. I just got my report back. I mean, it's been up there, but I haven't looked. My report from that day that I had the rib contraction episode says that I came in with shoulder muscle spasms, No. I said it started in my shoulders once I calmed down and explained to them how it happens. But at first I never mentioned my shoulders. And I never once asked him for pain medication. Now, he did write me a script for 6 pain medication, for 6 pills. 6. That's all. And I didn't ask him for that. I told him I'm not here for pain medication. I'm here for you to give me a shot of Ativan so that these contractions stop. I didn't even expect him to give me the Demerol. And then he also puts possible signs of early withdrawal from hydrocodone. Honey, I don't think you can count. Because for it to be early withdrawal, that's too many days. You can't count. Because I specifically told you when the last time was that I had a pain pill. It was early Monday morning. Because I thought Tuesday I was getting my script. Then they called me and said that they had an emergency and I was going to have to wait till Wednesday. Then Wednesday, they said they need the records for the Mayo Clinic. Yeah. I have not gone through withdrawals because I'm not taking nearly enough to even help with the pain, let alone become dependent on it. So, yeah. Several times it's mentioned. So, in the diagnosis, there's 3 diagnoses. It is chronic pain disorder, shoulder muscle spasms, and early hydrocodone withdrawal. Yeah. That is now on my fucking record. And I don't even care that I just dropped the F-bomb. That is on my fucking record now. So now every time I go to the hospital, I'm going to have that. I mean, do you realize what stigma is with that? It's bad enough that I have to say that I'm with pain management. Because, I'm in fucking pain. So I go to a pain doctor, but, that sounds horrible, It's bad enough that there's a stigma with that. Now I've got this looming over me. And of course, there's this nice messaging center, because I get messages, and there's this big compose button. And when you click compose, there's a scroll down button where you can click the provider that you want to message. And I was just going to send him a nice message saying, can you please revise your record? When I came in, I was not experiencing shoulder pain. I was experiencing rib pain and rib contractions and spasms, and it had been almost 7 days since my last hydrocodone pill. I was not experiencing any withdrawal symptoms, and I think that, this, diagnosis was very unfounded, on a very unfounded basis or whatever. I was going to try to sound very professional and nice about it at first and see what he says. But the button doesn't work. When you click the button and you go to the drop down box, it just says the Fuller Memorial Services, and then it says it's not enabled, please contact them directly. So now tomorrow I've got to call them and probably get switched to about 16 different people to get my chart changed. And of course, they're not going to do that. They're not going to do anything about it. So now I am ticked off. I went there in screaming agony. And he had the audacity to put that. Wow. This is the shit that I've had to deal with. And I'm sure many of you have had to deal with it as well. These doctors judge us. And they don't listen. My boyfriend went in there and told them what was going on when he grabbed the wheelchair. And then, while I was in there screaming in the triage area, trying to answer their questions, he tried to help me answer questions. And he again told them what was going on. I don't understand. There was no language barrier. He spoke perfect frickin' English. He was a white American. It wasn't like he, was some foreign guy with an accent and, so therefore he couldn't understand my accent. We had the same accent. This is just like the neurologist at the Mayo Clinic saying that I had spasms in my wrists. I mean, at least wrists and ribs almost sound the same, but shoulders and ribs, they don't sound anything the same. Ah! They don't realize that these things are on. It's like having a permanent record at school. It follows you. So now I can't go back to this hospital for anything. And this is the closest hospital to me. Because now anytime I go to this hospital, they're going to see that. And yeah. I mean, they're not going to treat me. Something really detrimental could be wrong with me. And they will miss it. They will. Because I know this hospital. And I know how they work. And I know they will. Because of this on my record. It's just like the fibromyalgia being on my record. Luckily, I'm not seeing that doctor anymore. Otherwise, that would follow me and haunt me. That I have fibromyalgia. And I even told my new doctor, I'm like, it's really funny that he diagnosed me with fibromyalgia. And I said, and I don't have any fibromyalgia markers. And whenever I explained to him, I said, you have to have 11 out of 18. I said, I have 4. And if you push really hard, I have 6. And he looked at me and he was like, well, yeah. I'm like, therefore I don't have it. The only symptom of fibromyalgia I have is pain. But it's not the right type of pain. These records haunt you. And they determine how you're treated further on down the line. I have people telling me who have been misdiagnosed with fibromyalgia who then, have something wrong with them later on and they go to the hospital. Oh, well, it's just your fibromyalgia. What? It's just your fibromyalgia flaring up. So do you just get up and, oh, it's just my fibromyalgia flaring up. It's alright. What the fuck? Did they shorten the length of time for medical school around the 80s and 90s? the teachers and professors lax a little bit and like let some of them slide. I really think like they should have to like research, like I think all doctors should have to like re-go through like half of like medical school, like parts of medical school again to like refresh their humility, I guess. It just, sorry, I saw that and it just really ticked me off. And I'm sure many of you have been Mayo Clinic and now this hospital. Wow. Didn't listen to me. My shoulders. No, the pillow was on my ribs. I was clutching the pillow to my ribs. There was nothing wrong with my damn shoulders. And by the way, May 20th, okay? Keep that in mind. May 20th, okay? There's what, 31 days in May? 30 days, so September, April, June, and November. Okay, so 31 days. Okay, so 11 days in May plus 9 days in June makes 20 days. So it's been 20 days since my visit there. They gave me a shot. She gave me 2 shots, one in each butt cheek or hip. You're supposed to measure from a certain point to a certain point of where to give the shot in the tissue. She didn't do that on my left hip. And I noticed she didn't do it as she stuck the needle in because I didn't feel her hand measuring it like most people do. It's been 20 days and the spot where she gave me that shot still hurts. I've never had that happen before. So I'll be looking into that too. I've got a lot of stuff to be looking into. So, yeah. In rant, sorry. I had to rant and vent for a minute because that really just ticked me off. Like, they just think they can just put whatever the hell they want without consequences and they don't care. We're human beings. I wasn't going through withdrawal. I was having spasms. I told him I had a history of spasms. Oh my God. Okay, I gotta stop, otherwise I will continue.